Doing a little bit of work on the fretboard inlays. It's kind of this chicken or an egg thing. It's interesting. I've never built a guitar. I don't have a plan here. What I'm showing in the videos is what I know. I don't have a big chunk of wood hidden away somewhere for the top. I don't know what I'm doing for a lot of the hardware and that sort of things. I'm doing that a little bit on purpose. I want to be able to react to what I see. I don't want to just have this straight line thing and kind of do that charging bull where you've got a specific thing that you're trying to do. I'm really trying to leave it open to interpretation as much as I can. But the next thing I'm going to have to do is radius the fretboard. And for me, it's a question of, do you radius the fretboard first and then do the inlays? Do you do the inlays then radius the fretboard? I want to do inlays out of aluminum and epoxy those in, and that tells me I need to radius the fretboard first and then do it. But I've got to make these inlays first and lay them out on the fretboard to see if I even want to go that direction. So anyway, long story short, kind of vacillating between the two inlays and radiusing right now. What I've started to do is lay out on the fretboard where all this stuff is going to occur. A little bit more shaky cam here, guys. Sorry. We're going to lay out on the fretboard where everything goes so you can see the X's are for inlays, and let me get the light to graze a little bit more, see if you can pick up that graphite. It's hard to see even in person. So inlays go, 3rd, 5th, 7th, 9th, 12th gets a double, and then down the guitar, boom, boom, boom. And anyway, these have got to be smaller than these because of the fret width, So anyway, the inlay, I'm thinking about a diamond plate checker. So I've laid out in some gory detail big ones and then little ones, and I still need to draw a few more lines, but the first thing I need to do is get these guys cut out. Here's what we got so far. Not sure yet if I'm sold. This one doesn't match from, let's call it left to right. This side's pointier and that side's fatter. This side's longer, that side's shorter. But that was sort of the first go at it. It's the aluminum, 1/2 inch by, I think that's 1/8 inch aluminum. I bought this. It's round bar, 1/4 inch. Try and get her in focus there, 1/4 inch. I have all my files out. So we got a little round file, we got a really small flat file. This is one of my favorites, by the way. And then I've got my Vixen file over here, which is fantastic for aluminum work, lead work, and the like. And I'm doing a little experimentizing here. And this is the one that I cut out, all kind of one piece. This is a 3-piece, so the round bar and then 2 little wedges that I filed down by hand. That represents a good 30 minutes worth of work for that one. Using a Black & Decker Wizard, not a Dremel tool. And I bought the Dremel attachment doodad for doing routing. It says it's adjustable height and all that kind of jazz. And lo and behold, this thing actually screws right onto the old Wizard there. This is the aluminum that I'm going to inlay. And I went ahead and just drew a line on my board. And if I can find it, I'll show you. Hang on, we got to refocus. There it is. So we drew a line on the board there and then held her up to the bit and backed it off just a Just a skosh, just enough to make sure that we don't overdo it, because we don't want our aluminum lower than the top of the board. Then we'll have to take stuff off. So I do have this Wood River 20-piece bit, and this is the smallest bit that I have. So I'm going to give that a whirl. I hope you don't just get a shot of the top of my head here, but I'm just cutting with an X-Acto around the edges here, trying to keep everything I can in line. And I should have drawn a line on here to begin with, and I did not, so we're learning a lesson there. Okay, this sucks. If at first you don't succeed, that was just not going to work. Sorry if you can't see there. Try and get you. I think put that guy in there. I don't know. Yeah, leave him tall and proud there so we can get him back out. I drew one line. I guess I'll take those off. One line. I centered up my bit on that line. Now I'm going to center up this guy. Oh man. And that guy, he looks like he's centered already. And then we'll do the X-Acto trick here. Try to anyway. Micro adjust. I feel like a dentist or something. Be able to pull that guy out and hopefully just address this stuff here. I don't know how to do this. Guess we do it like that. Yeah, I should use a hammer of some sort, right? Let's see, let's get on the mark, Greg. So this is the bit that I got with my little Dremel router kit, and it seems to be doing much better than the other bit that was supposed to be good for this. So hopefully my stuff doesn't get in the way. Actually, let's try a different technique here. I don't know. Whoa! You tell me. I'll clean it up a little bit with the chisel on the inside there. Well, hell's bells, you guys were off camera. Sorry about that. There's where we got it fitting, and I'm going to fill this up with some epoxy, and that's what this sawdust is for here, is so I can mix that in with the epoxy, and hopefully it will cover up all my mistakes and sins here. So I'm going to mix up some epoxy and we'll glue this sucker in and see what happens. Oh, that was slick, dude. And I am trying to pile this up just a little bit because I want to make sure that we're covered, you know. Probably need to make the next one a little tighter than this one for sure. But we'll see how it comes out. I'm like super impatient. It's been 7 minutes for the 5-minute epoxy. Got one that works. Let's see if that one will take over now. Yeah. Alright, I need to let that harden up more. It's peeling back like rubber. So, yep, we'll stop there for the night. Or at least for maybe another 15 minutes. I couldn't wait till tomorrow. I gave it an hour. And it's much, much harder now. So, it looks like some of the aluminum got stuck in the epoxy, which is interesting. Starting to come out. That's cool. So far it's looking killer. Dude, that is freaking sweet. I don't know if that shows up, but you can see there's just a really thin line around the center circle, which kind of gives it a little dimension. It's obvious that I overcut this here, and that may look a little bit better as it dries a little bit more. But the other thing I thought about doing, let's just do it. We're going to tape half of this up and see if I can make it look like it's beveled just by sanding. I've got a little 180, just kind of taped off half of it there, 180 on a piece of foam. I like that kind. I'm just going to basically change the direction of the aluminum grain. Okay, I sanded the whole grain this way. We'll come 90 to it this way. It looks like the tape is actually holding back the sandpaper. Following with me here. I think we're getting closer. Back the tape off, and I'm just kind of watching the line. Need to get some really thin tape to make this work, but check it out. See if that looks dimensional to you, if I can get it in there. Get it focused. Come on, Greg. Figure out the camera. It's backwards, buddy. That looks dimensional just by the sanding grain. That's killer, dude. Yeah. Quick parting thought here. The part where I over drilled, let's call it, will be a lot better on the darker wood, and hopefully that'll look good. I don't know, we'll see, but that looks pretty killer dimensional, and it doesn't feel any different, so I'm stoked. That's it for today. Don't let your meat loaf.